Hello everyone. Welcome to my YNR 24 spoilers. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Nathan Owens uncovers Holden's secret history and Sienna's difficult path ahead. Fans will learn more about Sienna Bacall's hardships and Holden Novak's sinister secrets, according to spoilers and updates for the young and the restless. Even Nathan Owens is on the edge of his seat when the details of his character's past and backstory are exposed. In Los Angeles, Holden faced his past with Claire. Holden and Claire Newman confronted their history in Los Angeles. He encountered Sienna, who is aware of Holden and Audra Charles's past, in the most recent episode of The Young and the Restless. Nathan Owens, meanwhile, continues to learn new things about the role he portrays. He has been making a fresh start in Genoa City while attempting to conceal his history. According to Owens, his persona is still a mystery for all of us. YNR fans will learn more about Holden's tumultuous past as the plot develops. When Holden arrived in Genoa City, he was posing as Damien Kane. Owens acknowledged that he's still learning about his character, particularly his complex past, in an interview with Soap Opera Digest. Sienna, who debuted on the Tuesday, October 14th episode, and Holden have a shared past. Like the audience, Owens is enjoying the experience and has contributed his own thoughts to the role. He said, "I've written a few other things myself as well, from the start, but it's fascinating to see how it all develops in the writers' minds as well." Holden was first introduced in January as Damien Kane, Jermaine Rivers, but it turns out that he was posing as him since he and Audra had a history together while they were both living in Los Angeles. As time passes, the majority of his past will come back to haunt him. It's a mystery for all of us, even Owens, and he's relishing the way the pieces fit together. Holden's character has multiple layers. It's like removing the layers of a very complex onion as you get to know Holden. Though some YNR fans believe they know him well, there is more to his tale than just his being a handsome man who made some poor decisions. Even more concerns concerning Holden's past were brought up by Sienna's talk with him. Holden has been making a lot of effort to move on from his past with Audra, but it appears likely that it will eventually catch up with him. This is also tied to his history with Sienna. Owens was unable to disclose what transpired in Los Angeles during the interview, but his character is concerned that his secret may be revealed. Holden desires to keep Claire safe. He is aware of Audra's potential for cruelty. Holden wants to keep Claire away from his former life since he knows how cruel Audra can be. Owens made a suggestion that a lot of doors potentially would close for him if his past in Genoa City were made public. Holden recently had the chance to work with Kane Ashby, but since viewers are aware that Kane is subject to change at any time, that opportunity might end shortly. Thus, Holden's job for Kane is a tightrope walk. He may easily sag to one side or the other and end up colliding. In Los Angeles, Holden confronts his past with Claire. Holden Novak returns to Los Angeles at the beginning of the novel, the city that has molded and damaged him and contains the truth about all he has attempted to hide. Viewers saw a man on the run from his own conscience, not from the law, when Holden initially appeared in Genoa City. Now that he and Claire Newman are back in Los Angeles, Holden's carefully crafted facade starts to fall apart. Their trip to Los Angeles was intended to be a professional errand, free of the emotional burden of Holden's past, rather than a personal one. However, everything changes when he unexpectedly meets Sienna Bacall. With her razor-sharp intelligence and her own ghosts, Sienna is able to spot Holden's dark side right away. The spectator can infer from their fleeting but very revealing glance that these two have experienced something profound and hurtful together. She is aware of Holden's true identity and what he has been concealing from Genoa City's residents. Holden and Sienna's reunion starts a chain reaction of discoveries that will eventually affect every aspect of his meticulously restored existence. In interviews, Nathan Owens has referred to these sequences as some of the most emotionally draining yet rewarding times in his career. According to Owens, Holden's whole identity is constructed around layers of concealment. Holden Novak is more than just another soap character thanks to the collaborative dance between the actor and the script. Every time I think I've figured him out, the writers reveal something new, something that challenges me as an actor and changes how I see him. Holden Novak is now a complex, evolving mystery in human form. Holden's stay in Los Angeles compels him to confront his former self, the person who went by the alias Damian Kane. This isn't just a confrontation with a false identity. It's a confrontation with the decisions that first led him to take on that alias. Claire, who has been gradually getting to know him, ends up acting as both a witness and a trigger. Her intuition and empathy are at odds. She knows Holden's narrative is more complicated than he is making it out to be, yet she is captivated to the brokenness she sees beneath the surface. When Holden arrived in Genoa City, he was posing as Damian Kane. Fans first saw Holden Novak as Damian Kane, a smooth-talking businessman whose charm was as natural as his lies, when he initially moved to Genoa City. His too-perfect manner, his half-told anecdotes, and the ambiguous allusions to his life in Los Angeles were soon the subject of rumors. It was then revealed that Holden was impersonating Damian Kane, which turned the story on its head and laid the groundwork for months of psychological intrigue. This revelation startled viewers and delighted devoted followers of the young and the restless, distinctive, deception-driven storytelling. Nathan Owens admitted in an open interview with Soap Opera Digest that he didn't realize at first how complicated Holden's past would go. "I thought he was just a charming, slightly damaged guy with secrets when I first started," Owens recalled. However, as the scripts developed, it became evident that he had been escaping a whole life that was full of poor decisions, lost loves, and betrayals. Holden's imitation of Damian Kane was a matter of survival more than merely misidentification or deception. He had to change who he was because of the web of danger his previous relationships with Audra Charles and Sienna Bacall generated. At that point, Los Angeles was a cemetery of Holden's errors rather than a metropolis of possibilities. Although posing as Damian Kane gave him the appearance of security and a fresh start, it also bound him to the very lies he sought to break free from. Owens acknowledges that Holden's complex personality has both challenged and motivated him. He revealed, "I've written some notes on my own. It clarifies for me why he made the decisions he did and how his fear dictates his behavior." This kind of cooperation between the performer and creative team is one of the reasons why the Holden Novak plot appeals to fans so much. The authors have done a fantastic job of fusing those concepts with their own. It has a vibrant, erratic, and intensely human feel. What many had predicted was reinforced by Sienna's reappearance on the canvas in October. Holden's lies in Genoa City are ready to crumble under the weight of reality. In addition to revealing tidbits of Holden's true background, Sienna's look provides her a narrative of her own, one that is based on suffering, love, and survival. Holden's character is multifaceted. In order to comprehend Holden Novak, one must comprehend contradiction. He is both a liar and a lover, a manipulator and a protector. By delicately balancing both extremes, Owens' portrayal enables viewers to empathize with Holden even when his acts are unjustifiable. Holden functions in morally ambiguous areas where intention and deeds seldom coincide, much like the greatest antiheroes in YNR's history, such as Victor Newman in his formative years and Adam Newman in his more erratic periods. While some admirers think he's bound for failure, others see him as a potential redemption story. Unquestionably, though, Holden is one of the most interesting characters in the current cast because of his depth. Even though it has only been alluded to thus far, his relationship with Sienna shows that their shared history was not only romantic, but also tragic. "You can't just erase what happened, Holden," is one of Sienna's enigmatic remarks during their encounter in Los Angeles, implying a history full of regret and repercussions. Whatever Holden and Sienna went through together obviously left scars that neither of them can completely recover from. Holden's affection for Claire stands in stark contrast to their tense and remorseful connection. The triangle that is developing between Holden, Sienna, and Claire is more than just a case of romantic competition. Rather, it is an emotional battleground where the past and present clash brutally. According to Owens, Holden's narrative is like peeling back an onion, with each new detail revealing something more agonizing and raw underneath. He acknowledges, "I'm holding my breath every time I read a new script." I'm not even sure how far the writers are willing to take his backstory, but it's fascinating to learn about it with the audience. Fans are kept on edge by this slow-burning strategy, wondering what Holden did in Los Angeles that was so awful that he had to pretend to be someone else. Did he betray Audra at the conclusion of their relationship? Was there a terrible incident with Sienna? Did the genuine Damian Kane suffer any harm as a result? These unresolved issues add to the tension that makes Holden's storyline so captivating. Holden's fear, preserving Claire from both himself and Audra. Holden's burgeoning relationship with Claire Newman turns into both his savior and his downfall as his past threatens to come to light. He truly wants to shield her from Audra Charles, who has shown herself to be a cunning manipulator, as well as from his own violent and deceptive past. Fans are aware that Audra is a woman who enjoys being in charge. Holden deceived her in ways that the program has only hinted at, and she doesn't forgive betrayal. Holden is aware of Audra's potential for harm when crossed. Owens says he's been in her world, and he's seen her destroy people without blinking. He is aware of her potential and understands that Claire might suffer collateral damage if his past is revealed. Holden experiences an internal conflict as a result of this dynamic, divided between his urge to keep running and his desire to come clean. Even the safest places cannot shield a person from himself. Yet Genoa City has become his home. His attempts to start again, his involvement with Sienna and Audra, and his covert life as Damian Kane are all strands in a complex web that is starting to come undone. Holden sees an opportunity to reinvent himself once more, this time in a respectable way, when Kane Ashby enters the picture. He has long been denied a sense of respectability and purpose, but working with Kane provides him both. However, Kane's loyalty is conditional, as viewers of YNR are aware. Kane will not think twice about severing ties with Holden and abandoning him once more if his true identity is revealed. Owens remarks, Holden is walking a tightrope. Everything he's built falls apart with one wrong move. Sienna Bacall's adversity. The reappearance of Sienna Bacall provides emotional depth and nuance, even though Holden's secrets drive the plot largely. Sienna, portrayed by Tamara Braun with amazing sensitivity, is more than just a character from Holden's past. She is a mirror reflecting his decisions and the effects they had. Sienna bears the weight of her own heartache and remorse. She has experienced an unimaginable event that has permanently linked her destiny to Holden's. She used to be the woman in Los Angeles who had faith in him, who saw past his charisma to the wounded guy underneath. But there was a price for such faith. Perhaps a plan gone bad or a moral boundary crossed that neither of them can forget. Sienna's speech during her initial return suggests a shared sorrow. The authors are overlaying Sienna's suffering with elegance and mystery, crafting her story with the same thoughtful attention to detail that they have given Holden's. In addition to facing Holden, Sienna's traumatic journey is about taking back her identity. She discovers that the ghosts of her past have followed her to Genoa City after years of attempting to move on. Her scenes show a woman tortured by love yet unwilling to be destroyed by it again, caught between justice and forgiveness. In a behind-the-scenes documentary, Braun stated, "She's the kind of character that doesn't just enter a room. She brings the past with her." The theme of Sienna's story is survival, and sometimes that involves reopening wounds you believe to be healed. Another layer is added by her relationship with Audra. The triangle of ambition, treachery, and loss formed by Holden, Audra, and Sienna is reminiscent of YNR's traditional storytelling origins. Sienna has an advantage because she is aware of Audra's propensity for manipulation, but it also puts her at risk. Audra would go to any lengths to quiet Sienna if she believes she has power over Holden. The heart of emotions, truth, redemption, and secrets. This plot's emotional realism is what makes it so brilliant. A profoundly human tale of remorse, forgiveness, and a yearning for atonement lies beneath all the intrigue and deceit. Holden Novak is not a bad person. Rather, he is damaged as a result of events and decisions that went out of his control. After years of silence, Sienna is learning to regain her voice, proving that she is more than just a victim. Claire, on the other hand, stands for the potential for fresh starts and the notion that love can endure in the wake of dishonesty. Bringing that humanity to the fore has been a pivotal moment in Nathan Owens' career. He declares, "I don't think Holden is bad. Yes, he is a man who has made bad choices, but he is making an effort to change. A part of him genuinely wants to change, but the past keeps pulling him back." Characters like Victor Newman, Sharon Rosales, and Adam Newman all reverberate with this concept of redemption, which has long been a defining feature of The Young and the Restless. The writers are reworking that concept for a new generation of viewers with Holden, examining the intersections of love, deceit, and pain in the age of reinvention. Fans may anticipate that as Sienna's journey progresses, Holden's moral compass and love capacity will be called into question. The question is not whether Holden's secrets will be revealed, but rather how he and Sienna will handle the aftermath when they do. The emotional stakes are higher than ever. Examining the future, what's below? Explosive disclosures are anticipated as Holden's hidden background slowly comes to light in the upcoming weeks. One of its most psychologically complex plotlines to date is set to take place in Genoa City, a community founded on secrets. Claire will be caught in the crossfire as Holden and Sienna's tension grows. Kane's loyalty will be put to the test. Sienna's delicate healing may crumble under the weight of the truth, and Audra's machinations will reach new heights. Beyond the turmoil, however, The Young and the Restless is delving deeper. How individuals deal with the fallout from their past selves. It's about how the past always makes a comeback, no matter how far it's buried. And in the case of Holden Novak, it's about finding out if someone who has spent so much time in the shadows can be saved. Some of Holden's deepest secrets may yet be revealed, according to Owens's hints. He teasingly said, "We haven't even seen the half of it." Everything will change when the truth about what actually transpired in Los Angeles is revealed, not only for Holden, but also for everyone who is related to him. Fans anticipate months of captivating television because of that promise. A tale that, in the most young and the restless way possible, combines pain and hope, deceit and truth, retribution and forgiveness. Eileen Davidson, star of The Young and the Restless, believes that this co-star was denied a nomination for a Daytime Emmy. Last year, Eileen Davidson, an actress from Young and the Restless, received a nomination for a Daytime Emmy from her peers for her role as Ashley. Davidson is discussing being recognized as the big day, which is at the end of this week, draws near. The Young and the Restless nominated Eileen Davidson for Outstanding Lead Actress. The Young and the Restless and Days of Our Lives are the two Daytime Emmys that Eileen Davidson has won. Davidson played a dissociative identity disorder plot, so she had a lot of material to select from. Davidson told Soap Opera Digest, "I felt like I was supposed to go with that stuff that was kind of more colorful, and there was a lot of it." She had roughly 80 pages of dialogue in 1 week's worth of shows. Her friends at Y&R helped her recall certain scenes she had performed. Beth Maitland, Davidson's TV sister, assisted him in making some decisions. Davidson made straightforward choices for her reel rather than packing it full of situations that judges who aren't frequent watchers of Y&R would find perplexing. She picked situations in which Ashley's family members were worried about her mental health. She incorporated a scenario with Tucker when Ashley thinks she's Ms. Abbott. Davidson also questioned her niece, her husband Vincent Van Patten, her son Jesse, and other family members. Her words, "It takes a village." Additionally, the Daytime Emmy ought to go to Melody Thomas Scott, Nikki, Peter Bergman, Eileen Davidson, and Joshua Morrow in the background on The Young and the Restless. 4 Y&R actresses, including Davidson, are nominated for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series. Melissa Claire Egan, Michelle Stafford, and Sharon Case are among her fellow nominees. Actresses Laura Wright and Nancy Lee from General Hospital are also nominated. Although there are many nominations for Y&R this year, Davidson feels that one longtime cast member who did a fantastic job last year was passed over. When Davidson added, "I really was hoping Melody would get nominated. Frankly, I thought she did some terrific work this year." At 7 p.m. on Friday, October 17th, 2025, the 52nd Annual Daytime Emmys will take place. E.T. To watch the show, visit watchtheemmys.tv.